Very good afternoon. I'm Licong Liu. As I begin my presentation, actually, I feel very excited to have the chance to sit in here presenting my thesis after 3 years in Delhi. In the beginning of this presentation, I want to express my gratitude to some very important individuals who assisted with my thesis. And first of all, of course, I need to say big thanks to Professor Fournier guiding me in the doctoral program journey in the past 3 years. And I'm deeply thankful to Professor Luxembourg and Professor Limon for your meticulous examination of my paper, which gave me a perfect opportunity to improve the quality of the paper. And also big thanks to Professor Potowski for taking on the role of jury president today. Actually, I also need to say thanks to BSI team, even they are not present in this meeting room, because they are with me every step in this way of the doctoral program. Okay, let me start my presentation. I will try my best to complete the presentation within 20 minutes. Okay. This is the subject of my research, the dimensions of uniform trust between Chinese customers and Western suppliers in the Chinese B2B business-to-business market empirical analysis. Actually, from the name of the subject, 3 key components become evident. Now, firstly, the focus of my research is on understanding the dimensions of uniform trust. Secondly, the research objects are Chinese customers and Western suppliers. It is a very interesting pair of cooperative parties. And lastly, the research context is the Chinese business-to-business market. The research scope was clearly explained in the beginning of the paper. Okay, before the official presentation of the thesis, let me give you a brief introduction of myself. My name is Licong Liu. I was born in China, but my family immigrated to Singapore around 17 years ago. So now I'm a Singaporean citizen. Because of family and work commitment, I travel frequently between the 2 countries. I obtained my MBA degree from the University of Strathclyde in the UK in 2009, and a bachelor degree in engineering from Jiangnan University, China in 1997. Yeah. With more than 25 years working experience in international business, bridging Asia and the West, I have become a seasoned executive. Mainly in the high-tech industry with the focus of semiconductor and electronics market segments. Okay, now let me introduce my research program. This page gives an explanation of the research context and the problem faced by Chinese customers and Western suppliers. The research context encompasses the deteriorating business environment between the 2 cooperative parties, mainly attributed to geopolitical disruptions and some other factors. And as a challenge confronting the 2 cooperative parties in the Chinese B2B market revolves around the question how to build and sustain uniform trust in face of the challenging business situation. The purpose of this research is to identify the dimensions of uniform trust. It aimed to contribute a novel theoretical model that can foster both academic scholarship and practical application in business operation. To accomplish the research purpose, 2 research questions have been formulated. The first one is, what are the dimensions that underlie uniform trust between the 2 research counterparties? The second question is, what are the components related to these dimensions? We can see actually the design of the 2 research questions not only to uncover the dimensions of uniform trust, but also delves into the constituent components of each dimension. The purpose is to enhance the constructiveness and the practicality of the research. This page presents the design of the entire research project, which consists of 5 main steps. The research began with extensive literature review, which provided a preliminary hypothesis and a theoretical model. Subsequently, a qualitative exploratory survey was conducted, leading to refine the hypothesis and a more developed theoretical model. So after that, the third step involved a quantitative survey of validating the refined theoretical model, upon which the finalized theoretical model was achieved. After acquisition of the research result, a qualitative post-analysis survey was carried out to collect the feedback from industrial experts. The purpose was to enhance the discussion in the next chapter. So the fifth step involved the thorough discussion and the research findings, including the comparison with existing literatures. Managerial recommendation was also offered in this chapter. So the upcoming slide will follow the sequence of these 5 steps to give more details. The first step of literature review involved 5 stages. It commenced with a review of 3 basic concepts: trustworthiness, and informed trust. These 3 concepts served as a cornerstone of further reviews. The second stage explored the dimensions of informed trust, and following that, the components of each dimension was uncovered. The fourth step is to view the concepts of the dimensions and components of each dimension, which were explored in the previous 2 steps. Lastly, the fifth step aimed to discern the theoretical relationship between the dimensions and informed trust, as well as the components and each dimension. This page shows the preliminary theoretical model derived from the literature review. We can see there are 2 strata of theoretical relationship. One pertains to the 5 dimensions and informed trust. The other pertains to the components to each dimension. Okay, following the development of the preliminary theoretical model, a qualitative exploratory survey was conducted to improve and enhance the quality of the preliminary hypothesis and theoretical model, proceeding to quantitative validation. The survey employed an interview method, and a total of 6 experts were interviewed. The qualitative data were collected through open-ended questions and analyzed by content analysis method. The findings from the exploratory survey developed refined hypothesis and the theoretical model as shown on this page. We can see there are 3 key changes from the preliminary model, which are highlighted in the red color. Okay, now it comes to the validation survey. The purpose is to validate the refined hypothesis upon which the theoretical model could be finalized. The survey adopted quantitative methodology. The quantitative data were collected by a questionnaire with 10-point Likert scale measurement. A total of 207 responses were included in the data analysis. The data analysis mainly involved mainly 3 steps. The first step is to test the data reliability and validity. The second step is to examine the pairwise correlation between the independent variables. After establishing the data reliability and validity, and understanding the pairwise correlation between the independent variables, multiple linear regression analysis method was conducted to validate the hypothesis. Okay, now it comes to the finalized theoretical model. The validation survey reviewed, there are 4 dimensions that are positively related to informed trust, among which national level trust and organizational level trust play the main roles, while personal trust in business and personal guanxi complement these dimensions. Okay, regarding the components to each dimension, we can see from the slide, benevolence is a primary component positively associated with national level trust. Win-win is a primary component positively linked to both organizational level trust and personal trust in business. Several other components play a complementary role to each specific dimension. Regarding personal 关系, which means personal relationship, 感情, it means affection in English, plays the most critical role comparing to the other two components, means faith saving, and personal trust outside business. Okay, furthermore, 5 moderators have been identified from the analysis. They impact the strengths and the directions of the relationship between specific independent variables and dependent variables as demonstrated on this slide. Because of the limited space of this page, the legend was reduced. Sorry about that. Okay, following the finalization of the theoretical model, a post-analysis survey was carried out to gather feedback and the findings from industry experts. It aimed to collect additional perspectives to enrich the discussion in the next step. The survey adopted the interview method as well. Total 4 experts were interviewed. The input contributed invaluable insights to enhance my understanding of the research findings. Now it comes to the discussion chapter. There are 2 pages to show some details of the discussion. This page shows the discussion initially focused on discussing the results and findings of hypothesis validation, including comparison with existing literature. The theoretical contribution emerged from the discussion. And the research impacts were elaborated upon from governmental, organizational, and personal angles. The limitation of the quantitative survey were also acknowledged. Since managerial recommendation is one of the most important part for EBA thesis, so a separate page is used to explain the managerial recommendation. The recommendation mainly covers 5 topics: how to build income trust, how to utilize national level trust, how to build organizational trust, how to build personal trust in business, and how to build personal quantity. Actually, on this slide, I just put some high-level recommendations about how to define the income trust strategy. The detailed recommendation of the execution have been included in my paper. The thesis concluded with the conclusion chapter. It served as a summary of the findings and contributions. The chapter began with providing answers to the 2 research questions. Next, it recapped the novel theoretical model explored by this research, and also restated the key findings briefly. The contribution was explained from 3 perspectives: theoretical, managerial, and methodological. And in the end of the final section offered recommendations for future studies. Okay, that concludes my presentation. Thanks for your attentive listening.